Welcome back everybody to Dude and Little Dude's Toy Reviews. My name is Alex and with me I have Roman. Since we've started this channel, we've been opening and unboxing some things that were more modern than anything, but we want to go back and do some retro stuff. So here we go, we're going to go back into the past and get into some Micro Machines Star Wars figures and toys. Today we're checking out Galoob's 1998 Star Wars Transforming Action Set, which is Yoda, or the Dagobah playset. Here you can see that this set comes with 7 pieces, 6 figures, and basically just one vehicle. As was very common for the toys that were in the 80s and 90s, this particular box set comes with a beautiful artwork that you can see in the front that represents what you'll get in the playset itself. I never really thought about or appreciated much of the artwork back in the day. I guess we just took it for granted as kids, but nowadays, especially as a collector, it's really worth keeping the box just for the artwork. Each of the box's side panels also has a small representation of what you can expect as far as the play features are concerned with this Transforming Yoda headset. Basically, you'll see Yoda popping up his front face forward. You'll see the left shoulder removed. Actually, it'll be his right, our left. And of course, you can see the ears that has the action features that move Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker back and forth. And of course, Luke uses the Force to levitate objects. So I'm going to show you that in a bit. What I truly enjoy about the back of the box is that they do showcase a lot of their other lines of toys for this particular playset. So you can see Cloud City, the Rebel Transport, there's the Slave One, a lot of fun little features and playsets that you can add and put together for the Micro Machines Star Wars series. Again, I really love the head pieces that fold open into a playset. Those are very common from back in the day, and they had quite a few of them. I know that they tried to come out with more for the recent generations, but it didn't pan out or sell as well as they did back in the day, because they had quite a few headpieces here from back in the 1990s. I'll be doing the unboxing soon, but I wanted to give you a quick close-up of the figures because they are really small. I wanted to take as close of a photo as I could so you can see them up close in more detail. Here are a few close-up slides that you can check out so you can see the micro figures and detail on the playset a little closer, as it is a little hard to capture on the video itself. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started on opening the box here. So again, as you can see, beautiful artwork. I love the fact that we can see the details of what kind of action features we can expect from this particular playset. Again, like I mentioned before, here's the back of the box where you can see some of the additional items that you can purchase that were available back in the day. And I'm sure you can pick some up on eBay as they tend to be a little bit more common. Again, it's made from Galoob from 1998. I'm pretty surprised that it's still in decent condition, as the cellophane is not as cracked or worn. It says right here, of course, gives you a little description of what it is. Yoda transforms into a Dagobah playset. One of the things that I really liked, you can see Micro Machine points. You can gain those from cutting the little barcode there and send them in to ship in to earn some items from their old catalog. So I'm going to go ahead and start opening this. Of course, because the tape is really old, I had to be careful not to tear it, because I'd like to keep the box, if anything at all. I mean, I'm not sure what I'll be able to do with it right now, but I've always had an idea to create a collage of something and maybe make some poster with old movie toys, or movie themed toys, I should say. So here we've got the figures all out of the package, and basically they're just put inside the cardboard. So they have a little flat stand. That's how you keep the figures standing up, is that they have this little piece of plastic underneath them. So the cardboard is what's holding it in place right now, aside from the X-Wing itself that's tied down by a wire. But again, very well designed as far as the product packaging is concerned, because they made it in a way where it can stay showcasing all the little figures and stay standing upright. So again, here we go. We've got Yoda in the plastic bag. So brand new, unopened figure. I'm really excited to go ahead and get into this and really open it up. As you can see, again, it's just more additional tape. I'm not going to be very careful with this because I don't really care too much about the product packaging on the inside as much as I would about the box itself, just because the outside box cover artwork is really awesome. I want to be able to keep that if I can and use it for something. But just like I said, I'm probably going to be a little brutal with this. I'm not as I guess careful with opening the inside product packaging. I just, again, like I said, I just don't care. I just want to kind of get the stuff out. So I might be a little impatient here. So rather than barbarically trying to tear this whole piece apart, because it is a little tricky, again, the packaging is really sturdy. That's how the box kept in its shape for as long as it did. I'm just going to go ahead and slip out the Yoda head because it's really easy just to take that part of it out. Gotta love that new toy smell, by the way. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's so awesome to have something from, you know, way back in the 90s, even the 80s toys. If you have a chance to open some new packages from back then, it's that you know, the PVC smell that's just brings back a lot of memories. Probably not as healthy, or probably very toxic to inhale nowadays, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So here's the base part. That's basically the head portion of Yoda, not necessarily the face, but just the headpiece. Doesn't seem to be anything else in the box. Again, a lot of this product and packaging design was just to really maintain and keep the figure and the bases, all of that together, and in a very displayable form too, so that it can last through probably the ages. You know, again, I'm going to be very brutal in trying to tear this apart because it's really stuck in there. It seems like it's glued, not only taped but actually glued in there. Again, it was really designed so that it can withstand traveling long distances and rattle around in a car and truck and whatnot, and still have the pieces display the way they do, so that they're appealing to the consumer, right? Right here you can see the tie wire, so I'm going to go ahead and undo that. Take out the X-Wing, which was held up by a plastic, I guess, I don't know, it's kind of like a plastic holder, but I mean, it is a little more money that the company has to pay to really put up, but that's what you pay for, right? In product packaging. I like also how the X-Wing, just to kind of maintain the integrity of the wings and the guns on the side, how they have a little piece of plastic to protect that as well. Here we got the operating manual, or just the instruction guide. It kind of tells you how the features work and, you know, what all is included. It kind of gives you an idea as well where to put the stickers. So we're going to go ahead and take a look here. I can see how I'm going to attach the little labels and stickers that come with this product. It teaches you also how to snap the pieces together. Even though most of it is already pre-assembled, you just need to put the face together on the Yoda itself. This is one of my favorite. This brings back a lot of memories. One of my favorite things is the official Star Wars fan club. I remember actually joining this club, and then I can't remember how I did it or what I had to do. I think I had to turn in some points or do something, and it was to an address, but I got a free Darth Vader and Star Destroyer, like a mini collector thing. That came to me in the mail, and I don't know what I did with it. I know that you can find those on eBay. People are still selling them, surprisingly, for not as much as I thought they'd be. Maybe they were that common that people just bought them or got them like crazy. So as I was showing off before, those were the stickers. Right now I'm going to go ahead and take out the figures. So you can see they're kind of really placed in tight underneath that cardboard, but that's to kind of keep them in place. And there's the little base that I was talking about that holds the figure up. Again, kind of hard to showcase the figures on the video because the focus is just so hard to get something so tiny, but I at least wanted to give you an idea of how small it was compared to, you know, my finger there. You can see that it's just, these are really, when we're talking micro figures, that's literally what these are, micro figures. The little guy absolutely starts, you know, grabbing them. He loves them. He loves more of the vehicles, like I mentioned before in previous videos. He's definitely like more of a vehicle guy, but one of his favorite characters is R2-D2, so I think he's okay with just playing with R2 for a bit. Of course, this is Yoda, so you can see Yoda there. I had Obi-Wan before, Darth Vader. Saw Luke Skywalker in the handstand pose, and this one is Luke Skywalker, from when he was basically battling Darth Vader on Dagobah. He's kind of like in his training outfit there, or actually the pilot suit, as it were. Here you can see the base portion of the back of the playset itself. This is going to be the face that's going to contain the flat part when you fold it down. It's going to contain the part where Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, supposedly was Darth Vader. This was like the evil force area of the swamp in Dagobah, where Luke goes into the cave and fights apparently what eventually becomes himself. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, since I don't know, the movie's been out forever, but if you haven't already, I'm sorry. But yep, you can see here that Yoda's ears wiggle, and the reason is there's a functionality to it, which I'll show you in a bit. So you can see there's quite a few moving pieces with it, and I think this is what made this particular line of Micro Machines, and this is kind of where I started to compare and mentioned the newer lines of Micro Machines Star Wars that came out recently, more for this current generation. It's different, and the reason why I say that is because the Micro Machines from back in the day, they had a lot of detail. Like, I mean, look at the amount of detail that's in this Dagobah swamp set. So it's not just, trees and grass. I mean, they really put in the vines and rocks, and you can see mud and whatnot. So they put a lot of detail into the actual playset itself. I mean, of course, you've got room enough for the stickers. That was the shoulder piece that I was showing you, that folds open. I'm going to go ahead and put in the stickers right now to add a little bit more detail to this. But what I was mentioning before, again, this is the reason why I felt that this particular line was more successful back in the day than it is now. I think kids would absolutely love micro play sets, but they have to have playability, and that's the one thing that I noticed, that the current ones, they don't really have a whole lot of, compared to the playability features that were from back in the day, back in the 90s. This is why I felt that this particular toy line was so successful, because they had a lot of little features that you can do, not just one or two little things that the current play sets have, like the R2-D2 and the Stormtrooper headset that we've seen recently in the past few years. But literally the ones from back in the day, they did a lot. So right now, again, I'm just placing the stickers and just trying to line it up, trying not to mess it up too much. Now, because we're keeping these, we on occasion we do sell some of the things that we're showing off, but for the most part, this is all for collection pieces, or until the little dude decides to get rid of them. We want to keep as many as we can, because of course that's cool memories for us to have. But again, we do like the fact that they really try to make it into like a swamp area. Even the little shoulder piece that pops open, that's amazing, because this is where we're going to put in our X-Wing here in a bit. I'm going to show you a little later, but you got a lot of little shelf spaces up there that you can put some of the micro figures in. So we're going to put R2 up there just because that's what the little manual or instruction manual showed, or like on the cover art. Here you can see Luke Skywalker. He fits into that little clamp, and as you move and slide the little peg from the back forward, or actually to the right, he does this little flip and handstand, which is really cool. So that's part of the play feature of Luke Skywalker when he's in training on Dagobah. Oops, we've had R2 fall down. But what's cool about this, by the way, is there's actually a ramp that goes down there. And so the figures are intentionally supposed to fall down there and go into the swamp area. So again, see how there's just so many little fun features that are included on this one playset. You can put figures, and have them slide down. There's a little swamp area there. There's little shelf spaces they can jump on. The feature where Luke is doing the handstand flip, there's like a supply box and rocks that move, so that's part of the levitate trick that you can see. So right now I just placed Darth Vader on a little standing peg, which I'll show you a better shot of here in a minute, but I'm putting both Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker into their pegs. By the way, this Darth Vader is the same model as, 'cause I mentioned the fan club prize that you can get if you turn in or mail in some order points or whatnot. But this is the same figure, so you're not really missing much if you get this particular playset. Or this type of Darth Vader was pretty common too. I mean, you can get them separately. It's just that that little collector's thing from turning in the points to the fan club, it just came in a unique package that was for collectors only. So you can see here I'm moving Luke Skywalker back and forth. What's really cool again is that it just doesn't move the figure back and forth, but they actually flip and turn as you move the ear back and forth. So you can see Darth Vader just doing an actual swinging swipe, and the same thing with Luke Skywalker here. So it looks like they're really battling it out, which makes it really, really cool and unique. So I really like that feature that they paid that much detail into this figure set, so you can actually make it look and recreate the battle scenes where they fought with lightsabers. So again, you've got Yoda here. Here I'm going to go ahead and place the X-Wing and put it onto that little peg. It was a little tricky to put it in neatly without having to crack the plastic, of course, so I want to be careful with that. This literally just is placed in itself. I know there's another Dagobah set, which you guys probably may have already been aware of, but there is a different Dagobah set where you can get the same airplane, so it's the X-Wing. The X-Wing has that swamp detail to it, so it looks like really it was stuck underwater. So same model, they just kind of repainted it a little bit to make it look like it was literally it came out from the swamp. So I really love the X-Wing feature on that. But again, I'm just putting all the pieces together so that you can see what it looks like. So now I've pretty much put most of it together. I'm just missing the little bridge piece to make it look like a cave. I'll put that on in a bit, but I just wanted to show the little area where the figures can fall into, which is pretty cool. So you can see that, yep, all of them are pretty much all together. There goes one. But there's the back of the playset. So this is the lever that you move back and forth. There's the little swinging clamp that you can put another figure on, or Luke Skywalker as he's training and jumping from ledge to ledge. Down here you can see it's a little bit out of focus, but I'll show a better shot of it here in a bit. But you can see that this is the swamp area where Luke and Darth Vader battle it out, or Luke Skywalker's, I don't know, figment of imagination, however you want to interpret that part of the movie. So here I just wanted to show a better look at how the features open up. So I just folded open the face. I moved over the shoulder piece. It'd be Yoda's right shoulder, right? It's what we see on the left here. Put the thing together, and this is the little bridge piece that I was talking about that I just snapped on. So this is kind of what makes it all official now and completely done. So it looks like an actual cave. So again, love the detail of what they did for these figures. And toy line from back in the day. This is something that I hope that if any kind of toy manufacturer is watching right now, this is what's really missing for even this current generation. I really feel that, the current generation would definitely benefit and absolutely love features that are added to these play sets. Not so much that, okay, here's like a molded piece of plastic that looks like, a swamp. No, what can you do with it? What more can what functionalities can you add to make it fun to play with? Because this is what my little guy enjoys doing and playing, and it gets me all involved into it, and we can recreate some of our favorite scenes from the movie Empire Strikes Back. So it makes it a lot of fun for us to check this out and play with it. Now it's debatable too, because you do have the image of Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is really cool. You can bring in some of your old Return of the Jedi little Micro Machines figures and put them into this playset too, to kind of recreate some of the Ben and Luke scenes too. But again, this is pretty much it. This was the complete feature set of Yoda. and the Dagobah playset. So we want to thank you guys once again for checking out our channel and checking out this review. We've got a lot more content that we want to show. We've already shot a lot of it. We just need to go ahead and edit it and post it. But again, you know, we appreciate your patience for sticking with us for as long as you have. Make sure that you please like and subscribe to show your support. We're also kind of cracking into the whole movie and show reviews here. We're looking forward to seeing the Solo, a Star Wars movie, and doing a review on that here pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that, and see you guys in the next video.